Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday or whatever day it is that you are watching, whether you are watching this live or you are watching on the replay. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, wherever you are watching this video from. Especially want to thank you guys that are watching live. I always love interacting with everyone here on the live streams. I love getting your questions, hearing your questions, getting your feedback. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, as always, guys, my name is Kendra, Signing Agent Basics. I talk about all things that have to do with notary loan signing agent subjects. And so today's subject, we are going to be talking about insurance. Now, I actually had one of my students ask this question, and I don't really go in depth a whole lot about things that are really more on the notary side and things that can be kind of state specific in my signing agent training. But I thought that this was a great question. And so I wanted to go over some of the basics about insurance with each and every one of you. So guys, this subject, I'm going to tell you guys how to protect yourself. And I'm going to give you the basics about insurance for signing agents. But before we get started with that, guys, do me a favor, whether you are watching on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn, wherever you are watching this video, do me a favor, hit that like button. Then, if you are watching here on YouTube, also make sure that you hit the subscribe button and then hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you hit the notification bell, then you get notifications every time I drop a new video or every time I go live so that you don't miss any of the information that I have for you. And then guys, I want you to do me a favor, whether you are watching this live or you are watching the replay, let me know what city and state you are from first. I love the fact that people join in, tune in from all over the country. And I love to see where you guys are checking these videos out from. So let me know what city and state you are in. Then let me know if you are an aspiring signing agent. That means you haven't done any loan signings yet. You're maybe just checking this whole thing out. You're a little bit curious about it. Maybe you heard somebody say something about it. You just want to know what's going on with this whole signing agent thing. You are an aspiring signing agent. Or let me know if you are a new signing agent. You've been a signing agent for a year or less. Or let me know if you are a veteran signing agent. You've been doing this signing agent thing for more than a year. So again, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching the replay, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, let me know what city and state you are from. And then let me know whether you are an aspiring signing agent, a new signing agent, or a veteran signing agent. And then for those of you who are watching here on the live stream, I'm gonna put you guys to work just a little bit of work. But do me a favor. Usually I'll have somebody who joins the live stream a little bit late and they're upset because they've kind of missed some of the information and they'll ask, is a replay available? So guys, if you see anyone in the live stream comments asking, will the replay be available? Let them know, yes, the replay is absolutely available. As a matter of fact, as soon as the live stream is over, you will be able to access the replay and watch the video from the beginning. We've got a few folks who are checking in. We've got Curran. He said, hey, what's up? Hey, Curran is actually one of my students in the Signing Agent Advanced Training Program, and he is in San Antonio, which is where I am located as well. Good to see you, Curran. We've got, it's actually Davina, if I'm not mistaken, another one of my students from Salisbury, North Carolina. We've got folks here from Phoenix. We've got folks watching from Houston. Guys, keep on telling me where you are from and what whether you are an aspiring signing agent, a new signing agent, or a veteran signing agent. I am super excited to see each and every one of you, whether it's live or if it is on the replay. Now, the next thing I want to let you know is there will be a Q&A, a question and answer session at the end of my presentation. So do me a favor, guys. Do your best to try to hold your questions until the end. I'm easily distracted. And if I see questions in the middle of the presentation, I may go off on a tangent. And I want to respect you guys' time and get through the information that I have for you. So if you do have a question during the presentation, if you are able, please hold it until the end, until the Q&A session. And please realize I might miss your question during the live stream video, but that's okay, guys. If I missed your question during the live stream, or if you are watching this during the replay, still put your question in the comments. I always go back and check to see if there were any questions that I missed, and I will do my best to answer every question, whether I missed it during the live stream or if you left it during the replay. Now, as always, guys, you know I have additional information for you, links and freebies and all kinds of good stuff. And I put that information in the description box of the YouTube video. So first, for those of you who are watching this on Facebook or you're watching this on LinkedIn, to get the additional information, you have to come over to the YouTube video. Then you're going to find that information in the description box. So if you are watching this on your laptop or desktop computer, to find the description box, you're going to look underneath the video. You're going to look underneath the title of the video, and then you're going to see a little bit of the description box, and you will see the word more. You'll need to click on the word more. Now, if you're like most of us, and you're watching this on your cell phone or another mobile device, there's a couple of little extra steps you got to do. Again, you're going to look underneath the video. You're going to look underneath the title of the video. You're going to see the word more. Click on the word more. That's going to open the description box up a little bit. You're going to click on the word more again. Then, after that, whether you are on your desktop or laptop computer or your cell phone or mobile device, then the description box will open and you will see all of the links to all of the additional information and freebies that I have for you. So, first freebie, you guys know I love giving this one out. This is a freebie that I've been giving out since day one, and that is my free new signing agent checklist. This checklist is awesome for aspiring signing agents or even new signing agents. So many people say, can you just tell me step by step what I need to do to become a signing agent? Well, that's exactly what I do in that checklist. It is a literal checklist with every step that you need to get started that you can check off as you're going down to make sure that you are doing all of the things that you need to do to get started as a signing agent. A link to that free new signing agent checklist is in the description box of the YouTube video. The next freebie that I have for you down there is my free AI guide for notaries. Guys, AI, ChatGPT, all of those things are awesome, awesome tools that you can use in your signing agent business, especially in your signing agent marketing and your signing agent communication. But sometimes we need a little help understanding how to use those tools properly. So that is what I have for you in that free AI guide for notaries. I tell you specific things that you can do to use AI and ChatGPT successfully in your signing agent business. So make sure you go down in the description box and click the link to get that free AI guide. While I was talking, we had a few other people coming in. I'm not going to be able to click on everybody. I'm just going to pick a couple. We've got Melissa here in Central Florida. She's a new-ish signing agent. Super excited to see you, Melissa. We've got Jamie She's been a notary for 16 years, but she is a new signing agent. Guys, there's so many things that you can do with your notary commission. And yes, being a signing agent is my favorite thing to do. So super excited, Jamie, that you've come over to the signing agent side. And then we've got Terry in Wixom, Michigan. She's got a notary service. Super excited, Terry, that you came on to hang out with us today to learn more about insurance. All right. Now, insurance is not the most exciting topic, but here's the deal, guys. Insurance is really something that you are going to want to have as a notary public as well as a signing agent. And you guys know, I always like to start from the basics. So we're going to define what insurance actually is. So guys, insurance helps to financially protect you and your assets. I always tell people, protect your assets. Insurance helps to financially protect you and your assets from emergencies, unexpected expenses, and losses. It mitigates risk by transferring potential financial burdens to providers in exchange for regular payments known as premiums. It is a form of risk management, primarily used to hedge against the risk of a financial loss. All right. So then, as a notary public and as a signing agent, why do we even need insurance? What's the risk? Like, what are we risking here? Why do I need insurance? Well, as a notary loan signing agent, you are a part of a mortgage or a real estate transaction. And mortgage and real estate transactions can be on properties worth hundreds of thousands of dollars or more. I've been the signing agent on properties well over $1 million, guys. So these are very, very high dollar items. And here's the reality. Somebody can choose to sue you even if you didn't do anything wrong. Somebody can take you to court. Somebody can say, hey, I want to sue this notary. Somebody can do that even if you did nothing wrong. And you will need to protect yourself against somebody trying to sue you. Now, here's the other reality, though, guys. It's possible that you can make a mistake on a notarization or on a document signing. None of us ever like to think that we are going to make a mistake, but the reality is that you can make a mistake. And sometimes the mistakes that we make can have huge repercussions on the mortgage or the real estate transaction. So let's say, for example, you miss a notarization or you did not complete a notarization properly. That may delay the funding or the completion of that transaction. It may delay it for days, several days. And I've had some instances where people were planning to literally move into the property the next day. But if you've made a mistake on that notarization, now they're not able to move into that property the next day. So now they have to figure out financial things like, what am I going to do with this U-Haul? Am I able to extend it? I had already canceled the lease on my apartment, or I'd already moved out of my other house. I need to figure out some way to where to stay at the last couple of minutes. All of these different things cost money. And any money that they lose in that delay, they may choose to sue you because you were the person who made the mistake on the transaction. And that is where your insurance will come in handy. Now, another thing I always want to remind signing agents, especially, and notaries public, is that you are not an employee of the mortgage company or the title company that hired you. Bottom line, guys, they don't have any obligation to help you or protect you. So let's say you do make a notarization error and it does cause things to be delayed and it causes financial issues for one or more of the parties. The mortgage company and the title company can be like, well, that's not our problem, notary. That's your problem. You need to figure it out. They're not responsible for helping you out of that situation. You have got to figure out how to get out of that situation on your own. And again, you may be 100% financially responsible for figuring out how to get out of that situation on your own. And again, that is why insurance is so important. Now, there are different types of insurance that you will see as a notary public and as a signing agent. The first type is a bond. Now, bonds are actually not insurance, and I'm going to go into what the difference is between a bond and insurance in just a second. But as a notary public, as a signing agent, you in pretty much every state are required to carry a bond. The next type of insurance is going to be errors and omissions insurance. And there are two main types of errors and omissions insurance that you can have as a notary and as a signing agent. The first is going to be notary errors and omissions insurance. And the second is going to be signing agent errors and omissions insurance. And again, guys, I'm going to go over the details of each of those in just a moment. But first, let's get started with bonds. So, what is a bond? Because I said it's not insurance. So, what is a bond? So, a bond is a financial guarantee that notaries purchase from a surety company. Here's the key part right here, though, guys. A notary bond protects the public from financial harm in the event that you, the notary, makes a mistake or omission or performs a wrongful act in notarizing a document that causes any person financial harm. So this is why a bond is not insurance. Insurance protects you. Bonds do not protect you as the notary. Bonds protect the public from you. So by issuing a bond, the surety company guarantees that you will perform your duties as a notary public in accordance with the law. If you do not, so if you make a mistake or if you break the law as a notary, the surety company will pay the financially injured person, the person that you did the notarization for, or somebody who was affected by you doing that notarization wrong. The surety company will pay the financially injured person any damages up to the amount of the bond. All right, so now every state has different requirements for bonds. And here's another reason why, guys, in my signing agent training, I don't go into a lot of notary specific things. And that's because it's going to be different in every single state. So your bond requirement is going to vary depending on what state you are in. In some states, the bond that you're required to have can be as little as $500. In other states, it can be as high as $25,000. So every state is different. The amount for the bond that you are required to have is going to be dependent on your state. One thing that you need to know also is that your bond is good for the life of your commission. So here in Texas, our bond is $10,000. And when you get a bond, when you become a notary public in the state of Texas, that $10,000 bond is good for the 4 years that you are commissioned as a notary. So when you get recommissioned, you get another bond. So then where can you get your bond from? You can purchase your bond from any insurance company or any surety company that sells notary bonds for your states. There's tons and tons of companies out there. You could literally just Google surety bond, state of whatever state you are in. And tons of insurance and surety companies will pop up and they will love to sell you a bond. You can also purchase a bond as a part of a notary supply package. And honestly, guys, that is what I normally do. Every time I get recommissioned, I get my commission as a package that includes my commission, my bond, my new stamp, another journal. It's all one big package, and all of those pieces are in there. Some of the different companies that offer packages are the National Notary Association, the American Association of Notaries, Notary Public Underwriters, etc., etc., etc. Again, you can literally just Google and find companies that you can purchase these packages from. However, I do have links to the National Notary Association, the American Association of Notaries, and Notary Public Underwriters in the description box of the YouTube video. So then if you're wondering, well, how do I find out what the requirement is for the bond in my state? The best place, guys, and I always tell people this, the best place to get information as a notary public is going to be from your Secretary of State or your Department of State. Those are the government entities that are over notaries public. So when you go to your Secretary of State or Department of State website, they are going to have web pages specifically for the Office of Notary Public in your state. They're going to have the rules, the regulations, the requirements, the laws, all of that good stuff. That is the best place to get any type of information as a notary public. However, you can also look in other places like the National Notary Association, the American Association of Notaries, etc. They will also list information. But again, guys, the best place is your Secretary of State or Department of State website. All right, so then you get a bond. You become a notary public. What happens if there is a claim against your bond? Let's say you complete a notarization. Again, it doesn't have to be for a loan signing. It could be general notary work, like you completed a notarization for somebody, and then that person says that you did something that caused them some sort of financial harm. They will file a claim against your bond. And then the claim department of the surety company or the insurance company will investigate. They're going to try to find out, did this notary mess up or not? They're going to contact you to gather information about the transaction. They're going to ask you for things. They might ask you for a copy of your notary journal. They're going to ask you other questions about the circumstances of the transaction, and you need to cooperate with them. Guys, don't avoid them. Don't feel like, well, if I just don't answer the phone or if I just don't answer these questions, it's just going to go away. It's not. You need to cooperate. And then after their investigation, if they find that the person's claim has merit, they're going to negotiate a settlement or pay the full amount of the bond. So again, here in Texas, our bond is $10,000. They are going to negotiate with the person that has been harmed, and they might try to negotiate a settlement less than $10,000, or they may pay out the full $10,000. It just depends on what their investigation turns up, and how much it was that financial harm you caused that person. Now, here is the other key thing, guys, and this is why a bond is different from insurance. If you are found to be in the wrong and the surety company pays out of your bond, you may be required to repay any amount that they paid to satisfy the claim, including defense costs. So again, let's use the example of Texas. Let's say it took the full $10,000 of my bond to satisfy that claim. The surety company is then going to turn around and they're going to require that I pay them back that $10,000. And if there were any additional costs to, defend against the claim, let's say it was another $1,000 for court cost, then they're going to want that extra $1,000 from me as well. So again, bonds do not protect you. You have to pay that money back if you are found to be in the wrong. The bond protects the public. All right. So then this is where errors and omissions insurance comes in. Errors and omissions insurance, and sometimes it's shortened, you'll hear people call it E&O, is a type of professional liability insurance that protects professionals against claims of inadequate work or negligent actions. In the case of notary signing agents, there's two types of E&O that you may find useful to purchase. The first is notary errors and omissions insurance, or notary E&O. This is insurance that protects you. You can use your notary E&O to pay back claims against your notary bond. So again, if somebody sues me and a $10,000 is paid out of my notary bond, including $11,000 or $1,000 of court costs, so it's a total of $11,000, my notary E&O may cover paying that amount back to the surety company. It will cover, or it may cover, depending on the circumstances, repaying that bond. Okay, so that's one of the first reasons why having E&O is so crucial as a notary public. Your notary E&O will also protect against financial damages from a notarization mistake or omission. Again, guys, none of us are perfect. I've been a notary public, I've been a signing agent for 20 years now. I have made mistakes on notarizations in that time. It happens. We are human. We make mistakes. And if we financially harm someone from making a mistake, our E&O can help to protect us against financial damages from that mistake. It can also protect against unintentionally violating a law while notarizing. Now, guys, your E&O is not a protection from you knowingly violating the law. It is not protection from you just not learning your notary law. You need to learn, know, and follow your state notary law. Because again, if the E&O company discovers that the law that you broke is something that you should have known, like, you should know what ID is acceptable to accept in your state for notarization. If you just choose to use an ID that is unacceptable to your state, your E&O may not cover you in that instance because you knowingly, or you should have known better than that. But your E&O will protect against unintentionally violating a law while notarizing. Your notary E&O will also protect you against being named in a lawsuit, even if you didn't do anything wrong. So again, guys, anybody can sue you at any time for any reason. Anybody can take you to court. They may not win, but they can take you to court. And just protecting yourself, defending yourself against the accusations is going to cost money. So your notary E&O can cover some of that financial cost if you are named in a lawsuit, even if you didn't do anything wrong. Another great thing about notary E&O is that it can protect you against an imposter counterfeiting your seal containing your commission information and forging your signature on a document without your knowledge. Basically, somebody stealing your notary identity to complete a fake notarization. And again, some of you guys may be like, well, I always keep my notary stamp locked up and I, make sure all of these things are taken care of. Trust me, guys, there are folks out there who have ways to get the information. It's honestly not that hard. I'm not going to say how to do it in this video because I don't want to give people ideas, but it's really not that hard for somebody to counterfeit your seal. And it's not that hard for somebody to pose as you to complete a fake notarization. So that's something that your notary errors and omissions insurance will also protect you against. If somebody counterfeits your seal and completes fake notarizations, your Notary E&O can help protect you against that. So then I'll have people ask, well, where can I get notary errors and omissions insurance? Again, guys, you can literally just Google. There are tons and tons of insurance companies out there who provide this product. But again, a few common places that you can go is going to be the National Notary Association, Notary Public Underwriters, and the American Association of Notaries. And again, those links are all down in the description box of the YouTube video. But again, guys, I'm not saying you have to use any of these people. I'm not necessarily even recommending any of these folks. These are just some of the common places where you can get notary errors and omissions insurance from. So then I have some people will ask me, well, then what's the difference between notary E&O and signing agent E&O? Well, notary E&O only protects you from errors or omissions on notarial acts. So a document that you actually notarized, that is the only thing that your notary errors and omissions insurance will protect you for. But as a signing agent, because again, this is signing agent basics. Even though I talk about some general notary public stuff, my main subject is going to be loan signing agents. As signing agents, we have a lot of other responsibilities that do not include notarial acts. And our notary E&O may not cover those additional acts. So some of those additional acts that we do as signing agents is getting the other documents signed. There's tons of documents in a loan package or a real estate package. Not all of them have to be notarized, but we still are responsible for getting signatures and initials and getting the signers to sign, date, and initial these documents properly. We are also responsible for making sure documents get signed in the time period specified. We're also responsible for making sure that the documents are printed out properly. We're responsible for making sure that the documents get dropped off on time to be returned to the lender or the title company or wherever they need to go. We've got a lot of other responsibilities that do not include notarizations. That's where signing agent errors and omissions insurance comes in. Because again, if you only have notary errors and omissions insurance, but you make a mistake in one of these other areas, let's say you don't drop a package off on time. That's something that's actually happened to me. One of the biggest mistakes that I ever made. I was given an assignment and, the signing service and the title company and the mortgage company was like, this package must be dropped today because it has to make it back to the title company tomorrow. I said, no problem. The signing was taking place early in the day, so it should have been no problem for me to get that package back on time. But long story short, your girl decided to go home and take a nap before I dropped the package off. And I fell asleep. And I didn't wake up until after 9 p.m., which was after the latest pickup in my city. And these documents were being delivered out of state. If they were going to be delivered in an area that I could have even driven to, Texas is huge. So if it was going to Houston or, Dallas or even El Paso is like an 8-hour drive away from me. I was going to get in my car and drive it since I had missed that pickup. But this was going to an entirely different state. And there was no way I was going to be able to get that package to them in time. That was my mistake. That was my error. And honestly, if it had caused a financial hardship, any of the parties involved in that transaction could have taken me to court over that mistake. And in that instance, that is something where my signing agent errors and omissions insurance could possibly cover me, where notary errors and omissions insurance would not. So there's definitely a difference between notary E&O and signing agent E&O. Now, signing agent E&O may or may not be available in your state. Again, guys, Every state is different. It may or may not be available in your state. I do believe it is available in most states, if not all, but I'm not 100% sure if signing agent E&O is available in all states. So, where are some of the places that you can get signing agent E&O? Well, I've listed a few places here on the screen. There's a company called Byberk. There's another company called E.R. Monroe. Notary Public Underwriters also offers signing agent E&O insurance. These are just a few places though, guys. Again, you can do a Google search. You can find, whatever insurance company works for you. But I do have links to these specific companies in the description box of the YouTube video if you want to check them out. So then the next question that I get a lot from people is, okay, how much insurance should I get? So again, we're going to go all the way back to a notary bond. Your state sets the requirement for your notary bond. Where your bond is concerned, you have to get the amount that your state requires. Okay, so that's notary bonds. Notary E&O is required by some companies for them to send you business. So here's how I decide how much the minimum amount of notary E&O I'm going to get. If there is a company that I want to work with, and that company has a minimum requirement for notary E&O, then I make sure that I at least have the minimum amount that they require. And what I have seen from companies that require you to have notary E&O for them to see you work, anywhere from $25,000 in coverage to $100,000 in coverage is common. So again, that's going to help you figure out the minimum amount of notary E&O if you choose to get notary E&O. Again, E&O is not required by most states, if not all states. I can't think of any state that requires you to have notary E&O. I could be wrong, but notary E&O is not required. You don't have to have it. But if you want to work with particular companies, some companies will have a minimum requirement. And obviously, you need to carry the minimum amount of notary errors and omissions insurance that they want you to have if you want their business. Now, I'm also not aware of any companies that require you to have signing agent errors and omissions. But again, if there is a company that requires you to have signing agent errors and omissions insurance in order for them to send you work, if you want to work with them, you got to have the minimum amount that they require. But other than those minimum amounts, guys, the amount that you choose is going to be a personal preference. It's up to you. How much insurance do you want? How protected do you want to be? Because again, errors and omissions insurance protects you. And again, on $1 million transaction, $100,000 in insurance may not be enough if you cause a huge issue. But I can't tell you how much E&O to get. This is something that you have to decide on your own. And one of the deciding factors on how much insurance you are going to get is how much does it cost? Like, that's just the reality. Especially when I was starting off as a notary and as a signing agent, I had to look at my budget to see how much I could afford, how much notary errors and omissions insurance I could afford, how much signing agent errors and omissions insurance I could afford. That really was a huge deciding factor in how much coverage I got. So I have some sample example amounts for you as far as cost. Notary bonds are usually pretty inexpensive. Here in Texas, again, I'm talking specifically about the state of Texas, a $10,000 notary bond for Texas, which covers you for your full 4-year term, is only $50. Okay? So $10,000 bond, 4-year terms, $50. Now, next, let's talk about notary errors and omissions insurance. Here in the state of Texas, again, it may be different in your state. Here in the state of Texas, for a notary errors and omissions insurance policy with $100,000 of coverage, it's going to cost you about $75 for 1 year of coverage. So that's not $75 a month. You pay $75 and you will get $100,000 of coverage of notary errors and omissions insurance, which covers you for 1 year. Now, signing agent errors and omissions insurance. I'm going to give you a big policy, okay? For a $1 million signing agent errors and omissions insurance policy here in the state of Texas, it can cost you about $55 a month. So that ends up being about $660 per year. Again, guys, these, especially for the errors and omissions insurance, are approximate costs. The price is going to vary depending on the amount of coverage that you choose. It's going to depend on the state where you are located, and it is going to depend on the insurance company you decide to go with. Guys, it's kind of like automobile insurance. Every auto insurance company gives you a little bit of a different rate. You shop around to find the best rate for you. So when it comes to your notary E&O, and especially when it comes to your signing agent E&O, you need to shop around to find the best insurance company with the best coverage for you and your budget, guys. But bottom line, my suggestion, my recommendation to you is that you need insurance. Your bond is not enough. You really need to invest in, at minimum, notary E&O. And if it is in your budget and you are a signing agent, I recommend that you also get signing agent E&O. None of us ever plan to make a mistake. None of us ever plan to have an error or an omission. But again, that's what insurance is for. It is there for the unexpected, and it will protect you and it will protect your assets. Guys, the cost to purchase and maintain your notary bond and your errors and omissions insurance is something that you absolutely must factor into your budget. Woo! Hopefully that helped you guys out. Hopefully, guys, I have given you an insight into the difference between bonds and errors and omissions insurance, the difference between notary errors and omissions insurance and signing agent errors and omissions insurance. Hopefully, I've given you a starting point as to where to go to find these products that you can use to protect you. But again, guys, this is why, especially for signing agents, training is important. At the end of the day, the best way to protect yourself is to avoid making mistakes. The whole fake it till you make it is not a plan, because while you are faking it and making mistakes, people can take you to court. They can sue you. They can come and get your assets if you cause financial harm in that transaction. You want to learn how to avoid that, to protect yourself and your business and your assets. And the best way to do that as a signing agent is to get signing agent training. So if signing agent training is something that you need, please click the link down in the description box to check out my signing agent advanced training program. Again, guys, I've been doing this for almost 20 years as a signing agent. Knock on wood, never been sued. And I found the best ways to avoid making mistakes that will get you in financial trouble. All right, guys, we have reached the Q&A, the question and answer section of this video. Again, whether you are watching this live or you are watching this on the replay, if you have questions about bonds, notary error and omissions insurance, signing agent errors and omissions insurance, now is the time to discuss it. Let's see. I did see a couple of questions that were up there. Claudia says, do I get insurance under my name or under my business name? So talk to the insurance agent. My signing agent errors and omissions insurance covers both. It covers me, Kendra E. Lewis, Notary Public, and it also covers my business. So whether I am doing a job as an individual or I'm doing a job under the umbrella of my business, my signing agent errors and omissions insurance covers me for both. And guys, this is why you need to talk to the insurance agent. Talk to them. I prefer talking to the agent and asking questions. Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? Am I covered here? Am I covered there? Can you do this? Can you do that? Initially, my signing agent errors and omissions insurance, I think, was only going to be under my name, my personal name. And that's why I just literally talked to the agent and said, well, why can't I get it to cover under my business as well? And he's like, oh, you can. All we got to do is type some information on here. And so I was able to get that. So I say, talk to the insurance agent and get your errors and omissions insurance to cover both your personal transactions and transactions that are under your business umbrella. That is a great question. Let's see. There was another question kind of statement here. It says, if the bond pays out, the notary will have to pay the surety company back. Yes, that's why it is a bond and it is not insurance. It does not protect you as the notary. It protects the public from you. This is money that is guaranteed to the public if you make a mistake on their transaction. Okay. It does not protect you. You are responsible for paying that bond back. But again, this is where your notary errors and omissions insurance or your signing agent errors and omissions insurance can come in handy, because you might be able to use that insurance to pay back what you have to pay back to the surety company for the bond. So bonds protect the public. Bonds are not insurance for the notary. If you mess up, you as the notary have to pay the bond back. Let's see. I thought the bond covers that the state gives you. Again, bonds do not protect you. Bonds protect the public. And I can't tell you the number of notaries who thought, oh, I've got a bond. I'm covered. I don't have to worry about anything. Well, you're going to be in for a rude awakening if somebody has a claim against your bond and they are proven to be in the right and you are proven to be in the wrong. You have got to pay that back. And I don't know about you, but not a lot of people have an extra $10,000 just laying around available to pay if there is a claim against their bond. The other thing, guys, I do want to remind you guys about, I know a lot of people, a lot of notaries or a lot of signing agents will set up an LLC and they'll go, oh, I have an LLC. So if somebody sues me, they're not going to get my personal assets. They're just going to, try to attack the LLC. Well, here's the reality, guys. Most people do not have their LLC and their bank accounts set up properly. Just having an LLC does not protect you. There are certain things and certain steps that you have to take to separate your LLC, your business, from you personally. And if you miss any of those steps, if you don't do everything exactly right, you do something called piercing the veil. The protection between your LLC and you is broken. And then if you get sued, even if you have an LLC, if you have not set it up properly, then yes, that person can still come against you personally and still attack your personal assets. So another reason, guys, why you want to have errors and omissions insurance to protect you. And you also want to talk to a professional when you are setting up your LLC, when you are getting your business and personal accounts, set up, talk to a professional to make sure that you are doing all of the steps that are required so that you can get the protections that you think you're getting with your LLC. But again, the reality is most people don't do it right. So this is another reason why you absolutely want to have errors and omissions insurance. All right, guys, I'm going to scroll up. This is your last chance on the live stream. If you've got a question and you are watching on the live stream, please put it into the comments now. But again, guys, I sincerely hope that this has given you more information and more insight into bonds and insurance. And I hope that all of you see why it is a very, very good idea for each and every one of you to cover yourself and to cover your business by having errors and omissions insurance. I'm not making no commission off of selling you any insurance, guys. I just want each and every one of you to be protected in your business. I will tell you the truth. Notaries and signing agents don't get sued very often, but you don't want to be the one that it happens to. You don't want to be the one that has to pay back a $10,000 bond. You don't want to be the one who gets sued on $1 million transaction and not have any insurance. That could be financially devastating for you. Budget for the insurance, guys. Make sure that you have not only your bond, but that you also have notary errors and omissions insurance and signing agent errors and omissions insurance to protect you and to protect your business. All right, I don't see any other questions, so we are going to end it for today. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys know I go live just about every month. If you got any suggestions for future videos that you would like to see, put them down in the comments. Otherwise, guys, thanks again for hanging out. Always happy to see you. And I hope that each and every one of you has a productive and profitable day. Bye, guys.